Alright, so now we get to the very last part. Now, this video, we're going to focus on finding the solutions for a two-solution problem. Now, again, when it comes to zero solutions, that means there is no triangle, there's no answers for anything. When there's one solution, that means we did everything like we did for law of signs notes, where we found one answer for every single letter. So capital letter A had an answer, the capital letter B, capital letter C had an answer. Lowercase letter A, lowercase b, lowercase c, they all had individual answers for it. There was only one solution for each one of those answers. Now, when it comes to two solutions, that means that some of our answers are going to have more than one answer to it. So angle A could have more than one answer to it, or angle B could have more than one answer. It could have two answers. So to help us do this part or work it out, we're going to go through these steps. So our first things first. We're going to solve the triangle out like we've been doing. So just like the law of signs, we've been doing that. We're going to solve it out. So our first word is solve. Solve. All right. So we're going to solve it out like regular. Find all the missing pieces and be done there for that first step. The second step is going to take a look at solving the second triangle. By finding the word that hopefully you guys know, supplements. So we talked about supplementary angles before, like in another class. I think it's in Math 2 maybe. Talked about that part there. So when it comes to our supplementary angles, all we're going to do is take 180 and subtract it from the angle that we found. That first angle. And it says our first angle that we found in step 1. So only using that first angle. All right, and this is minus. So just make sure everybody's not saying dash or through. That is minus. So the 180 minus the angle. All right, and then our last step is going to solve the rest of it. So we're going to finish solving the rest of the triangle using that new angle. So the second triangle. Using that angle that we found, that new angle, new supplementary angle. All right, so again, when it comes to this next example, example 2, we're going to work this out like regular, and then we're going to go from there. So example 2. So this should look familiar to you. This comes from example 1A, C. So it comes from that example. So if you go back and look at that example there, remember we said that that was a two-solution thing. So just real quick, coming back there, we said that that was the B sine of A was less than A, which was less than B. So that was this problem here. And we said that that was 7, 8, 9. So that meant we had two solutions. Again, this was our A, lowercase a, this is our lowercase b. This was our A, this is our B, this is our C right here. All right, we did our triangle, that's what it was. So with this part, we're going to go ahead and work through these things, and we're going to find our answers using this. So we're going to start with drawing a triangle out, so we can make sure we know where everything is and we know what we need to find. And again, as a reminder, your triangle does not have to look like mine, but as long as your angle is across from your side, you are good. As long as your angle is across from your side, you are good. So that's 50 there, I have 8 here, I have 9 here. Alright. So with this part, the first thing we said for, like, this is like example 2 from the law of signs notes. Or I think it was example 3, either example 2 or example 3, the one that we dealt with two sides and one angle. Follow that same process for this problem. So we need to find what's missing is angle C, angle B, and side C. So we need to find all of those first, like regular. And so here we are missing 2 angles, so we can't do the add the angles together, subtract from 180 and get the answer. So we can't start there. So we have to start with the other part where we have to find an angle. Now with this part, we know we can't start with C because we're missing both C's. So we don't have enough information to solve C, but we can solve for B. So we're going to find B first. That'll be the easiest thing. That'll be the only thing you really can do is find B, angle B. So remember on this, the way I have it set up, is on the left side we have what we're looking for. So the B's are what we're looking for. And on the right side we look at what we have both of. In this case is our A. Alright, so with that part, what I want you to do is I'm going to pause it and I'm going to let you guys get time to work this out, and then I'm going to go to the answer. Alright, so we jumped through this part. So we filled in the values, we cross multiplied and got our A sine B equals 9 sine 50. We divided both sides by 8 because we need to get that sine B by itself. Then we did our sine inverse there to actually get B by itself, get the angle. And when we put in a calculator, we got an answer of 60. Okay, so with that part, again, we're going through this quickly because we just did this on the law of sines. And so go back to those notes if you're not sure how to do things. Alright, so with this part, it's just focusing on finding our second solution. So now we found angle B. Now we need to find angle C. And with this one, we already have 2 angles, so we should be able to find that third angle really quick by doing the A plus B plus C equals 180, or adding up the angles, 2 angles, and subtract from 180, blah, blah, blah. So 60 here, 50 here, and everybody should get a quick answer of 70. 180, sorry, 180. Whoops, not 180. All right, so when we work this out, we get C equals 70 degrees. So now we have 2 angles, or we have all 3 angles, and we're missing that last side of side C. Okay. I got it right there for you. Ha. So let's fix that. So we're going to do find side C. So again, we're going to do our sines here. So we're looking for C. And that's going to equal our A's that we have both of from the get-go. So go with the stuff that you had from the very beginning of the problem, and then go from there. So again, we're going to fill these in, and we're going to solve for C. So I'm going to pause it and let y'all work on it, and then we're going to get to the answer. All right, so we filled in the values. We cross-multiplied right there. Cross-multiplied right here. Come on, there we go. Cross-multiplied. So we got the 8 sine 70. We got C sine 50. We divided by sine 50 because we need to get C by itself. And then we go ahead and put that to the calculator and get an answer of C equaling 10. All right, so we found all 3 pieces here. So we found angle B, angle C, and side C. So that's our one solution. That's one solution for these things. So now we need to go back and find the second solution, and that's actually not as bad. Because if you did your work here correctly, the second part here that we're going to do can be done in a shortcut. And, well, not shortcut, but quickly. It can be done quickly. All right, so let's jump back up to the top real quick. So we're kind of close to the top. So we know that first part was our solution. With the first things here were our solution. Now, if you go back and look at this, the steps in finding the second solution for this information, the first thing, step 2 said 2, and let's go back to step 2 real quick. Let's go back there. So step 2 said here, start solving the second triangle by finding the supplement of the first angle found in step 1. So we're going to find that supplement of that first angle that we found. So let's jump down here real quick. So the first angle we found was angle B, which was 60. So I'm going to write this over here. This is my second solution. La 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 la. Solution, second solution, second solution. All right, so our first solution was B was 60. Our second solution said we're going to take this We're going to subtract that from 180 and find our supplement. So we're going to do 180 minus this answer right here. Everybody should see where that number came from, not just some random thing we threw out there. So that gives us 120 degrees. So our second B is going to be 100 degrees, 120 degrees. But to write that, to show us that it's the second one, we're going to do B and we're going to put a line up top there, an accent mark. And we're going to say that's our second B, and that's 120 degrees. And we're like, okay, cool, that's not bad. We got that. Now, with that, that means all the original stuff is going to still be the same for the problem, but now we need to find angle C and find side C. And again, if we have this stuff already together from what we did on the left side on the screen, then this right side is going to be quick and easy. So with this part here, we know to find our angle C, we're going to do A plus B plus C equals 180. Come on, boy. I need you to write. Come on. There we go. 180. So we know our first one, angle A, is 50. That's originally given to us in the problem. The 120 is what we just found. 2, come on, board. It equals 180. So if we were to add those together and subtract from 180, that should give us angle C is 10 degrees. So we're almost there. We just have one last thing to do and we're done, guys. So we found the second B, to find the second C. Now, our last part is so easy because we talked about a shortcut that happened here that, like, if we change just one thing, it's going to fix all what's going on. So with that part, the only thing that's going to be different for this problem is your angle C, because our angle C this time right here was 70. Our angle C now is actually 10 for this one. So it's now 10. So the only difference that's going to happen between this part here on the left side and what's going to happen on the right side is we're just going to change that from 70 to 10. And then we're going to just go straight to the actual solution portion of it. And like we can just figure out like, hey, it's really quick and easy. That's the only thing that's going to be different. So that means when we jump straight down here to that 8 sine, and then we have the sine 50 on the bottom. The sine 50 is still in the problem. The 8 is still in the problem. The only difference was the 10. So the only thing we're going to change is this 70 now becomes 10. That's the only difference that we're going to do here. That's the only difference from the problem. So if you did the left side already done, all you do is come to this line right here, make that change happen right there, and then you is done. You got your answer real quick. So our answer for this one is just 2. All right, so our two solutions here. So we have B equaling 60. C equaling 70, and our little c equaling 10. Or we have our second set of solutions over, sorry guys, it's not running right. Our second B was 120. Our second C was 10. Angle C, sorry. Degrees, sorry. I left off the degrees. Let me do the degrees. All right, and then our small c, or side c, was 2. So we have 2 sets of solutions here, and they're both correct for this problem. There we go, guys. Solve the problem like regular, and then do the supplement and work out the problem from what you already did. Let's go.